everyone, welcome back to Elephant Deco. Today we are going to be preserving some more flowers. In our last flower preservation video, I only preserved the yellow rose that we dried a few weeks ago. If you haven't watched either of those videos, you have to watch it because those results turned out really pretty. And so did this sphere. So here's what the pink rose turned out to be. I preserved it in a Semisphere, which makes a really cool tabletop display. And I will guide you step by step on how I make it. Let's get started. Here are the two molds, and I actually had to switch to a larger size in the middle of the process, and you'll see as we go. It was quite a mess. I made these molds myself from some sphere paperweights I had, and for the resin we are using the Total Boat Thickset Fathom casting resin, and I will link the materials in the description below. And we're going to begin with coating our flowers with resin. For the rose, I am just scooping a bit of resin with my mixing stick and getting the resin all around the flowers. And this is just to minimize the bubbles when the flower is put into the resin. And for the smaller flowers, I will just dip it into the resin mixture. And once they're coated, I will wave the heat gun over to pop any bubbles at the surface, and then we can pour. When I pour the resin into the mold, I am trying to pour as close to the mold as possible to minimize the bubbles. I realized I had some extra resin, so I decided to pour into the larger Semisphere mold, and I had to coat another rose for it. This was the yellow one that we dried last time. Now I'm ready to place the flowers into the resin, and here is where the problem begins. The pink rose was too big for the medium-sized Semisphere mold I had, and I panicked a little bit since I had to change the layout from what I originally wanted. I ended up using the resin in the purple mold to coat some more greens and then fill it into the larger Semisphere mold. Here's my attempt to show these at eye level so you can see the flowers in the large Semisphere are kind of sticking out, so we're going to bring in our parchment paper. I use parchment paper because resin does not stick to it and flowers have a tendency to float. The parchment paper and a flat surface over the mold limits the flowers floating to the top of the mold and no more. We'll let the pieces sit for 24 hours to be tacky, and then we're ready to pour the second layer. It's just a clear layer all the way to the top of the mold. And here you can see the parchment paper just popped right off, and the flowers did not float above the top of the mold. For the second layer, we let that sit for 2 days to fully harden. The hardening time depends on the resin, and 2 days is my experience with this specific casting resin at an ambient temperature of about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And now that it has fully hardened, we're ready to demold it. And look at how cute this little orchid is. It's so simple and beautiful. There are some micro bubbles mostly around the flowers, and that could probably be solved with a vacuum chamber or a pressure pot, but I don't have either of those. I do find that if I let the resin rest a little bit after I coat the flowers, it does help with the bubbles. So next time I'll do that, but for the sake of this video, I just poured right away. But look at this rose semi-sphere. It's actually pretty clear, and that rose is stunning. Let's take these out into the sun and get a closer look. I can't get over that sphere magnifying effect on the rose, and the orchid is just so pretty. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like and subscribe. It would really help my channel out a lot. And let me know down in the comments below what you think about these spheres. I'll see you next time.